You ain't never been a jealous type. Popped up and you find out. That's with me and it might change your life. It gets real and it's so feeling tight. Cause I'm coming with the real. You know I like to chill. Baby, keep it real. You know how you feel. Ain't no changing up, ain't no switching up. Baby, you know how to. I almost forgot what I was talking about. Does that ever happen to you? We ain't got time for that. What's up, my pretties? What's up, my lovelies? How you doing? How you feeling? Well, now that I know you're doing pretty lovely, let's get into this pretty on me. All right. We're here to talk about your time is value. If you don't value your time, who gonna value your time? Nobody. Your time is valuable and use it as such. And the way I'm talking about time is a different aspect than what you might think. Okay. Because some people in some worlds and some places may say that time really doesn't exist, which could be true. It could be, some truth to that, right? So at the end of the day, you still have to value your time, meaning what you focus on, spend your time worrying about, to what you working towards. Like what you spend your time on is value. If you're constantly spending your time on other people, then you're constantly going to be left in the dust. If you're constantly spending your time on your significant other, then you're constantly going to be left in the dust. If you're constantly spending time on your kids, you're going to be left in the dust. You got to spend time on you, okay? Whether it's upping your looks, whether it's upping your personality, focusing on your personal health, is wealth, strength, your wealth, getting that up. Like any time that's open, use it towards you. Because one of the biggest things that is a taker of our time that I realize is technology. Like we're all fascinated by some form of technology. Right now, the current trend is AI. Okay, well, whether it's social media, whether it's you watching your favorite music video, someone pop locking and dropping it on TikTok or social media, at the end of the day, it takes your time. So you really have to be cognitive on what you spend your time on. And if it's not bringing value to your life, spend very little time on it. And I mean, sometimes you may have to sit down and jot down how you want to spend the time in your day. I know a lot of people who do that, which I need to do more of it, who sit and plan their day, their schedule from time to time to block. They're much more successful than people who just go out of a whim. I mean, they plan exercise into their day. They plan reflection into their day, journaling into their day, self-time in their day. Like they plan it to a T. And sometimes that might be what it takes, because your time is that important. If you thought your time was important, it's important. And all the time that you waste, you cannot get it back. All the time you watching social media, gossip pages, going up and down social media, your hands getting tired. Like that time you cannot get back. And when you think about it, now I would say part of my job, well, part of my business, like even though it's really not a business, if it's not making money yet, you know what I'm saying? But I have to watch social media at some point to know what's going on, get the news so I can talk about it. So if it's something dealing with your business or your work, if it benefits you to spend your time on it, then that's a little different. However, even sometimes I can get carried away and I'll spend hours watching stuff, and then I want to just start watching random things that interest me. And that's the thing. Now, if it's motivating your life, making you a better person, making you uplift yourself, whether financially, emotionally, spiritually, becoming a better person in your relationship, your marriage, and with people in general, that's different, because that's self-development. Anytime you're developing yourself, that's okay to spend that time on yourself and you, because who else is going to do it? Like, honestly, even people will try to take your time. Don't you know we have people out here who try to drain your energy? And they'll keep you on the phone all day, or they'll just be around you all day, just get on your nerves, annoying you. Like you want them to go home, you want them to hang up, but you don't want to be rude. Hang up. Kick them out your house. Like, your time is that valuable. You don't have to give people 3-4 hours of your time. You don't have to give people even an hour of your time. Your time that you're giving them could have been spent on you. And let's say you a parent. Let's say you a person who spend all your time dealing with your kids. First of all, kudos to you, but you do not have to be giving all your time to your kids. Your whole life does not have to be to your kids. Because if you give everything to your kids, what are you gonna have for you? And how are you gonna govern your kids accordingly if you don't give to you? So you're gonna have to set outside a time where they can just scream and shout, and they're gonna get to know it's mama time. Okay, it's not my time right now. They'll get the message. And if it's dealing with a significant other, they'll get the message. So now it's a way to communicate, And if a person doesn't want to see you being your best you, then that's a personal issue. That's something they have to deal with. That doesn't mean that you got to appease them. You got to appease yourself first. And if you need an hour or 2 hours to yourself once a week or every day, that's your choice. And a person who cares for you and loves you should be able to understand that. And if they can't, to the curb they go. Period. Next. What about it? Period. Because your time is that important. And first of all, if you don't spend no time on yourself, then baby, you're not living. I don't care if it's getting your hair done, your nails done, improving your looks, because that takes time. Let's be freaking for real. Sometimes it could take too much of your time, but it's still on yourself. If it takes time shopping, finding you a new look, a new fit, that's on yourself. Whatever time you have, I would say is spend at least 5 hours a week on yourself. I feel like that's part of the work-life balance, at least. You know what I'm saying? And if you skip a week, baby, take a vacation. You know what I'm saying? Because like those times add up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get them some way, get them in some way, somehow. Or you're going to get left in the dust, stressed, moping, mad, treating everybody disrespectfully because you feel like they embarging on your time that you never really gave to yourself. And how are they going to give you this time if you're not demanding it for yourself? That's not being selfish. That's not being a bad parent. Don't you know how many parents out here that neglect their kids? And their kids are just fine. To be honest, I feel like every child feels like they want their parents to give them more attention, more love, more this, more that, more money. Like, you really can't please everybody. And no matter if you haven't realized this, some people in your life are gonna nag and complain about everything you do. Even if you get in the world, they're gonna find something to talk about, something to nag on. But you guess what? They still gonna be all right. They're still gonna be Gucci, and you still gonna see them in your ear the next day. So if you gotta ignore them for a minute or two, 10 minutes or whatever, they'll live. They will live. So it don't even matter how people like rah 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 rah. It's okay. They'll be all right. You have to focus on yourself, especially if you're single. If you're single, baby, you are living good. You don't have to worry about a motherfucking thing. You don't have to care if somebody else lights on. You don't have to care about them not being able to get to work. Stop caring so much. I used to be that person where I feel like it was my job to save everybody. Like, I'm Superwoman and stuff. You can save them if you choose to, but baby, that's not your job. That's, first of all, time that you're working on yourself. Because baby, I will tell you what, the moment you start doing that and a person realizes that you're sweet, sometimes they will take advantage of your time. And here you go, spending hours and hours catering to them. A person who ain't done nothing to put $1 to your name, $1 to your condition, an ounce of effort to your situation. Baby, just let them know in a nice way. I hope it gets better. I ain't saying never help them. You can help them once every blue moon, but don't feel like it's your obligation to make sure somebody's good. Now, if you're single, you know what I'm saying? Or don't have any kids. Hallelujah. Because if you have an empty house, an empty nest, you are free to do what you want to do. So be happy. Use that time to your benefit. You don't have nobody crying in the ear, snoring in your ear. Like, just focus on you. What business opportunity can you get into? What websites do you need to create that can motivate? Like, what marketing strategies can you use? Do your investing on that. That way you gonna grow, and then eventually you're gonna attract the right people in your life, and maybe get the family you want in your life. Like, if you don't have a significant person, and I just did a video on gaslighting, focus on you. Don't focus on that person that you barely know if they like you or not. That's constantly you calling their phone, TikTok, and you looking to hear back from them. They never respond. Baby, cut them off. Life is so much more freer when you focus on yourself and you don't have somebody else to harp on, or in your ear harping in, or giving you their unbiased and invited opinion. Just do you. Love on you. Seek you. You know what I'm saying? And the right people are going to come in your life regardless. If they're meant to be in your life, they're going to be there. If they're not meant to be in your life, then they're not going to be there. And some people will make you feel like they're going to walk away. Baby, where you going to go? Let me help you pack your bags. Even if you help them pack their bags, they're not going anywhere. I've seen in so many relationships, because if you don't know, I evaluate relationships and I make predictions on if they can last or not. And I'm usually right. But I would say this. So many people are scared to do this or scared to do that because they think the person is going to leave them. Because you know how people are, like, you may encounter narcissists, they're going to put the blame on you. Like, I'm doing this because of you. I'm doing this. Baby, the narcissist never leaves. They never want to leave. Allegedly. Now, some of them might. I ain't met one who had. They feed off your energy. They love draining you. They love seeing you stressed. They not going nowhere. I had watched a situation where, like, a couple, this woman wanted to wear her hair a certain kind of way. She eventually got her hair looking that way, but for the longest, she was concerned about her partner. Baby, your partner's not going nowhere. And her partner kept harping about how he wouldn't like her hair like that, and that's crazy. She did it anyway. She did it for herself, because sometimes, most of your relationship can be, or a lot of your relationship can be for another person or to cater to another person. But you sometimes got to cater to yourself. Sometimes you got to be selfish. And if you feel like you got to take that time to put your hair in a certain style that your man may or may not like, then do it. What's the style anyway? A lot of styles can be changed every other day. A lot of styles are only temporary. Especially if you're a black woman. We change our hair like every other week, or we change our hair sometimes like we changing clothes. And your hair grows if you have to get a trim, whatever. Like, hair is mobile. Like, hair is very creative. Hair is versatile. So the object of it, the man's still around. The man probably gave her a little heck in her ear about it, but he didn't go nowhere. And that's the deal. People will make you feel like it's the end of the world if you do what you want to do. It's not. Even on your job, I don't care if you clock in every day. Your job is real good for acting like you got to give every piece of energy or moment of your life and existence to them. You don't got to do a mother freaky thing. You do your job, you go home, and after that, it's done. And if they don't want you to return after that, baby, unemployment, what you thought this was, baby, it's another one way better than that one around the corner. So no need to fret, no need to stress. All good. Reclaim your time. Now, I don't really care for Maxine Waters a couple times because I'm a Trump supporter. But I do value one thing she said. I'm reclaiming my motherfucking time. Like, pretty much just in so many words, that's what she was saying. Like, I'm gonna claim my time. I respect that. Like, your time is valuable. And it is until I got older that I realized that even the people that you give your time to can be detrimental on your life. So be more cognizant of how you're spending your time, who you're spending your time, who you're giving your time to. But most importantly, learn to give it to yourself. Give it to yourself. And whoever don't like it, ignore them. They'll get over it. They'll survive. They'll live. Got your body on me and you're absolutely like me. I can't help what making me feel. Got me so pressed and it's a big deal. I'm never impressed by nobody else. And it's just me that I've never felt. Baby, can you be mine or can I be yours? And if not, baby, you can there's a door. Can you feel what I'm saying? Can you feel?